रेडी। ये कंटेंट आपको एग्रीकल्चर से बोल रहा हूँ। स्टार्ट इट। इसकी स्पीड 80-85 के आसपास रखेंगे। स्टार्ट। Agriculture remains central to India's economy. The livelihood security of an incredibly large number of farm families is linked to agriculture. 85% of small and marginal farmers derive their livelihood from this sector. To make farming more remunerative and to transform farmers into agripreneurs, research innovations for low-cost technologies, machines, and tools are necessary. This year has been declared by the United Nations as the International Year of Family Farming. This is the time to stimulate active policies for sustainable development of agricultural systems based on farmer families and cooperatives. Programs such as Bringing Green Revolution to Eastern India and National Food Security Mission have already provided the much needed boost to productivity of major crops in several states. I am sure the thrust to increased agricultural productivity will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, ICAR is the apex organization for agricultural research and education in our country. It has completed almost 8.5 decades of meritorious service. Through technological solutions, it has placed Indian agriculture on a firm footing. It has to now focus on emerging issues like climate change, natural resource degradation, appearance of new host parasite complex, concerns for biodiversity, biosafety, restrictive trade regimes, competitiveness of farm produce, improvement in farm income, shift in the consumption pattern towards processed food, and increased demand for food items of animal origin. I have full faith in our institutions, scientists, and farmers to convert the challenges into opportunities. Greater productivity and profitability have to be brought about by improved resource management, diversification, and good breeding approaches. The net shown area in our country has stabilized at around 140 million hectares. At the same time, there are large tracts of water wastelands. Newer technologies are required to bring such land under productive use. Technologies for reclamation of problem soils, salt affected, water lodged, or acidic soils have to be popularized for horizontal expansion of area under cultivation. Harnessing modern biology in agriculture is the need of the hour. Water stress in terms of access and availability has thrown up significant challenges for researchers and institutions. In the 80 million hectare rain-fed areas of our country, technological interventions, rainwater harvesting, and recycling, in situ moisture conservation have raised farm production and reduced inequalities in livelihood opportunity. Such technologies to conserve resources through increased input use efficiency have to be pursued vigorously. Seed and planting material are crucial productivity enhancing factors. The Institute of ICAR and agricultural universities have to strengthen their programs to produce quality seeds with an emphasis on improving the seed replacement rate in crops. Agricultural productivity has a direct correlation with farm power availability. The present availability of 1.7 kilowatt per hectare is quite inadequate to achieve the desired productivity levels. In a scenario of rising energy cost, it is vital to enhance energy use efficiency. At the same time, in the context of growing scarcity of farm labor, it is critical to leverage farm mechanization. Ladies and gentlemen, horticulture is a sunrise sector of our economy. Development of better hybrids, rejuvenation of old orchards, pest and nutrient management, post-harvest management, and protected cultivation are steps necessary for the development of horticulture crops. To build resistance to biotic and biotic stresses in such crops, hybrid technology has to be developed. Such technology can also promote hybrids in rice, maize, sunflower, pearl, millet, and cotton, resulting in significant productivity gains in all these products. Sizable output of perishable fresh farm produce calls for a paradigm shift from primary to secondary agriculture. The development of food processing sector can be a vital link between industry and agriculture. Greater investment in infrastructure, marketing, storage, and transportation has to be made. More research on food processing, cold chains, handling and packaging of processed food has to be undertaken. The advent of genetic engineering has removed the natural barrier to gene exchange and transfer. Development of transgenic crop varieties having the novel traits of insect resistance, herbicide tolerance, and hybrid production has led to significant cultivation of genetically modified crops. These crops presently occupy 170 million hectares in 28 developed and developing countries. In India, Bitcotton has boosted cotton production and enhanced its export earnings. We have to pursue these new technologies for the benefits they provide. At the same time, public concerns have to be addressed through increased awareness and biotechnology education. The agriculture sector is in the throes of a dynamic and increasingly globalized world economy. A greater understanding of market intelligence mechanisms, good trade practices, and legal aspects of the multilateral trade regime and intellectual property rights is absolutely necessary. This calls for the development and institutionalization of user-friendly knowledge systems to support decision-making by various client groups. Ladies and gentlemen, science-led growth of agriculture has paid rich dividends as the developmental experience of India's agriculture has shown. Agricultural education has to be in the forefront of building a scientific base for research and extension. Our agricultural universities have to play an important role in importing quality education to students, making them professionally competent and socially sensitive. To harmonize agricultural education with excellence in science and technology, they have to undertake initiatives aimed at faculty and institution development and reforms in governance and curriculum. ये आपको 860 वर्ड डिक्टेट किए गए हैं 80 की स्पीड के साथ में। एग्रीकल्चर का ये 9 नंबर है और ये आपको सारा का सारा आपको एग्रीकल्चर के नाम से एक प्लेलिस्ट होगी, इसके अंदर मिल जाएंगे सारे सेट। अभी 2 सेट इसके अंदर जो डिक्टेट नहीं किए गए हैं 10 और 11 है और एक सेट और है बीच में 7 नंबर। ये 3 को और मैं पूरा कर दूंगा, सारी की सारी की आपको डिक्टेशन ले लेनी है। ये सॉफ्टवेयर में एग्रीकल्चर के नाम से मैं सर्च कर लेता हूँ, बाकी इसको वैसे मैनुअली आपको वो करना है। अभी तो डिक्टेशन पहले लिखना है, फिर डिक्टेशन ले लेनी है इसकी, उसके बाद टाइप करने का ऑप्शन 3rd में आएगा। पर पहले असाइनमेंट को तैयार करना कंप्लीटली, उसके बाद इसकी डिक्टेशन लेना। इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है इन वर्डों से फैमिलियरिटी लेके आना है। ये टफेस्ट वर्ड में आते हैं जनरली, लेकिन अब जब तैयार कर लेते हो उसको लिखने की हैबिट बन रही है नहीं बन रही, इसको चेक कराते हैं ये सब चीज़ें।